Welcome back, everyone, and once again, happy Halloween. In my previous video today, we had taken a look at my NECA Ash vs. Evil Dead in-box collection, and all those figures, except for two of them in that video, I opened up. All the ones from the show, Ash vs. Evil Dead. I opened up, and in this video, we're going to take a look at all of them. I didn't have time to do individual reviews, but I wanted to give all you guys something special on Halloween. So let's just jump right into this, and let's start off with our main hero character, Ash Williams. And this Ash is from that 3-pack. It came with those two demon spawn behind us. And it is the same Ash that had a single release in the first series of Ash vs. Evil Dead. However, that single pack, I think, came with an alternate head, and he did come with the alternate hand that he comes with. You can take off that chainsaw and put on this kind of robotic arm, a robotic hand that he gets in the show. And of course he comes with his boomstick, his double-barreled shotgun, and it will fit in that holster on his back. And of course, his chainsaw hand, which of course has blood splatter on it because this is the bloody variant to that single-carded figure. As you can see, he kind of has a light blood smear all down his face, all splattered on his shirt. And I just love NECA figures. There's so much detail in them. Very well articulated. I'm not going to go over articulation in this video unless it's really something unique. But if you have any 7-inch human character NECA figures, you get an idea of the articulation. The double jointed elbows are really nice. So, very happy with him. And he comes with these two demon spawn, which if you watch the TV series on Stars, you'll know how freaky these were on the last episode of the first season. Pablo is under a spell and is getting made to conjure up these little demon spawns, and he's actually throwing them up. They're disgusting. That's what this is supposed to be all over them. The kind of this black bile. It's not supposed to be blood or anything, and they both look unique. Neither of these figures have the same splatter on them. Looks very glossy and just wet. And both of these figures have the same exact body mold, except for that different paint. Both of them have these diapers on. Same articulation and everything. However, their face sculpts are different. Their head sculpts. One is gritting its teeth and the other is kind of screaming. And the freakiest thing about these are those black eyes. And for the figures, they're actually sunken in. You can actually see very far back in there. So definitely some creepy little critters. Let me see if I can get even closer on this guy's face here. See how gnarly those teeth are. And their articulation is a little different than a lot of the other ones. They have this kind of splitting action here at the waist, and it seems kind of pointless, but if you notice my cover photo, it really is great for these little guys, because in that episode they were kind of jumping on them and clinging on to them, and being able to do that with the legs really helps you wrap him up around Ash like you saw in my cover photo for this video. So, very cool little critters. And since we took a look at them, let's take a look at their big brother next. And in the second season, some of those demon spawn escape, and they look like this whenever they mature. And they are creepy as hell. This is the tallest figure of the bunch. He's very lanky and just very creepy. Getting close on his face here. And he does come with 3 different head sculpts. Comes with the kind of grinning one that I have on him. This partially open mouth. And this screaming face. And of course that same effect is done on the eyes with this figure as those little ones. And he's got great detail all over. He's got this weird ab crunch here. But it looks weird when he's straight up, but when you have him hunched over in some of these poses like he would get in, it really works well. So yeah, it's some weird looking at it like this, but it does fit the character, and he's got double jointed elbows and double jointed knees as well, so you can really get a lot of good poses out of this action figure. However, he may be a little hard to stand because his feet are so tiny, but he does have peg holes. If you have those NECA stands, you can definitely utilize them with this character. And a little kind of thong he has on just adds to the creep factor. Very weird. Very, very weird. Very creepy. He's got some neat neck articulation too. Not only does he have the ball joint up here at the top of the head, but he also has articulation here at the neck. So awesome articulation with this action figure. And I love those 3 alternate heads. If you really wanted to, you could army build that figure. And next up, let's take a look at Ash from the second season when he was in the insane asylum. And normally I don't like buying multiples of the same character unless they really have a drastically different look. And this is definitely a different look. And he comes with an alternate head as well. Give you a good look at both. And he does come with the same double barrel shotgun, which I'll show you how it fits in that sling in the back. And of course his chainsaw. He doesn't come with the alternate robot hand, only the chainsaw on this. And there's a lot of great detail in this outfit. It really looks weathered and tattered like it was in the show. All this fabric ripped off here at the biceps. It's very soft, very well done. Just great detail all over. All these little cuts on his legs. Just awesome. And his articulation is basically the same as the other Ash. Like I said, if you have any 7-inch NECA action figures of, regular human characters, they're all basically the same. So really cool. And I'm saving my favorite for last, and that's Ely Gose. He was my favorite creature from the first season. Very, very creepy. He was the mind demon they conjured up. And one neat thing about this figure is that you actually get to see his concept fully flushed out into action figure form here, because in the show, you never see below his knees. He's kind of always moving around in a mist, and they had this neat effect with it whenever he would be right up in their face or just close to him, where his head was just violently shaking. I don't know if you've ever seen House. What was that movie called? House on Haunted Hill or something like that, I think it was. They had creatures in it that were doing the same kind of effect. Just twitching real fast, and it really added to the creep factor that his look has as well. Just added to that. And this figure probably has the worst articulation out of all these action figures. But it is unique. My favorite point is here at the jaw. His mouth will move up and down, so I absolutely love that. And he's kind of stuck in this hunched over look. He doesn't have any kind of articulation of the waist or torso, so that kind of limits a lot. And here at the legs, right up here at the upper hips, it's so stiff, you can barely get any movement out of it, really. Now, the articulation in his arms and elbows, hands, all that's really good. And the knee is just a single joint. And then you get to see how weird this concept is down below. He has hands for feet. And there is a cut right here. And then he has the peg and ball down here at the hands, or feet. What's supposed to be feet, but they are hands. Very creepy. Like I said, you never saw those in the show. But it does make him kind of tough to stand at times. Even good detail on the bottom. Really creepy. Let me give you a good overall 360 of this guy. So these wounds were done nice as well with the blood, and there's kind of like yellow, almost like bile running down, and black. See the wounds on the side of his head, on his back. There you can see how they kind of added that oozing yellow look back here too. I mean, the wound looks wet. Just a lot of detail in there. Look at that. What a great figure. Very creepy. Did a good job on his tongue inside. One more wound on his leg. And if you've watched the show, if you've seen that episode, it was great. It was hilarious how scared Ash was in that episode. He was terrified of this thing. But, alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed these Ash vs. Evil Dead action figures, taking a look at them here on Halloween. And, see, you can't get him to stand. He's tough. You really got to work with him. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed all these figures. And I hope you all have a great Halloween. Have fun whatever you're doing. If you're young and trick-or-treating, I hope you get a lot of candy. If you're an adult taking your kids out, hell, I hope you get a lot of candy too. So, alright everyone, I'll catch you later.